Bruiser Brody here! Just want to tell you how happy I am to be here. How happy I am tomorrow afternoon. Be in the ring with Carlos Colon. Carlos Colon. Let me tell you something about Bruiser Brody. He's a whole lot like all them other wrestlers. Got the silly looking hair. He real big in the arms, big in the chest. Got lots of them scars from getting hit in the head. He's just like all the rest. Except that he's got a whole lot of guts. A whole lot of guts. I want to make one thing clear to you. I know about Carlos Colon. I know about Carlos Colon in New York, Tokyo, and all around the world. I know about it. And he beat a lot of good wrestlers. A lot of good wrestlers. But he ain't beaten me. And he ain't gonna beat me. I promise.
Wrestler prior to a bout in Puerto Rico. 42-year-old Brody brought his pro wrestling act to St. Louis in 1979, and he's been a favorite in St. Louis ever since. His menacing looks gave him the reputation of a madman inside the ring, but a longtime wrestling promoter and others remember a very different man.
A type of family man.
You would never know that this was the same personality in the ring was going to mash somebody with a chair or throw him over the top rope.
Jose come up to hand Brody with a towel over his hand. He said, "Brody, can I talk to you, por favor?" which means please. Brody turned around. He still had his bag in his hand. Turn around and step one foot in the shower and then the other foot in the shower. As soon as the sucker foot hit the shower, I hear this sound. Just like that. So the second time he did it, he bent over. I looked up, and the first time he did it, I thought he got punched. I said, damn, Jose can hit hard. They fighting. So when I saw him bend over, Jose lift the knife in the air like that, and I saw the knife with the blood dripping off of it. So I jumped from my chair and grabbed Brody around the waist and yanked him back. The knife came down and cut Brody's ponytail off. That's how sharp the knife was. Carlos Colon shot by me as I was holding Brody up. Pushed Jose up against the wall and said, "No, Jose, no, Jose." And Brody looked at me and said, "Brother, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Don't let them hurt me anymore." He didn't say him. Don't let them hurt me anymore. So I laid him on the floor. I said, "Don't worry, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you." So then the ambulance, after 45 minutes, the ambulance came in. The reason the ambulance was so late getting there, because it was at the beginning of the show and all the people was coming in. So the ambulance was stuck in traffic and couldn't get there. So finally, about 45 minutes to an hour, they finally showed up. The thing that got me about the Brody incident, the guy was an old lady, an old man, because they didn't say young paramedics there because nothing ever happened, you know. We get the cuts on the head and they put a band-aid on it, you know, a couple of, that's all they did was put a little stuff on the head. So it was never no serious.
They're figuring that.
Right, that's just show anyway. So they didn't say real strong people there. They didn't know how serious the incident was. So anyway, the guy, they couldn't lift Brody. Because Brody was over 300 pounds, they couldn't lift him. So they came, would somebody help? Said, we can't lift him. So everybody, they turned it back. started turning back. So I said, I help. So I got up, I put my arm in, I squatted all the way down, got underneath Brody. Brody said, don't drop me, brother. I said, don't worry. I said, I curl more than you weigh. So he started smiling a little bit, so I pulled the thing up until it clicked. Then I pushed him on the ambulance. So then the guy said, well, if somebody want to go to the hospital with him, they can. Everybody in that dressing room, they turn around again. They turned it frickin' back. So I said, I go. So I got on the back of the ambulance, and then a little bird ran up and said, Tony, what good you gonna do? You can't speak Spanish. So this one guy, they called him Hercules something, not Herjala, but so I saw him, and I was very strong there. So I grabbed by the belt with one arm, and I curled him up just like this. And I'm holding on to the ambulance, I said, pull off and hold him. We go, let me go, let me go. Once we were out the thing, he goes, oh, Tony, please let me go. He said, I don't want to get involved in it. So I said, all you gotta do is just repeat what I said. That's it. So he went with me, and every time I asked the doctor something, he told the doctor. And I told the doctor was a stab. One doctor spoke English. He said, oh, he opened up the door. He said, Tony, a stabbing in Puerto Rico is like a cold in America. He said, no big deal. I said, this one is. So he started to walk away. So I grabbed the doctor and put him on my shoulder. I took him in to see Brody. So he said, how you doing? Brody said, well, I'm just waiting for you to help me. So the doctor lift Brody's hand up and pulled the blood. And Savio Vega came down, was on the elevator. He said, brother, I got your bag. He said, get out of here. They looking for you. I said, looking for me for what? He said, you talking. They looking for you. He said, go to the airport. And back then, you didn't have to make reservations. You just go and pay in cash.
It wasn't like now.
It ain't like now. You could pay in cash. So I think my ticket was something like $100 some. So I bought me a plane ticket, and I flew home. When I got home that evening, my phone kept ringing, so I answered. Carlos Colon, hey brother, you deserted us. I said, what do you mean you deserted us? I said, y'all stab a guy to death right in front of me, and then you send people up to my room to mess with me. Oh, there was nobody waiting on you. He said, who told you that? I said, no man who told me. I said, but I know you had people waiting on me. They were gonna off me up in that room. Then the cops covered it up.
Murders in Puerto Rico all the time, for people that don't know this. Crazy.
Yeah, and the cops the court, you can ask Dutch Mantel, both me and Dutch, we supposed to be there. They didn't say me, Dutch, or nobody, the information. I told them, I said, y'all don't even have to pay. I said, I paid for my own ticket. You know, ticket was cheap back then, you know. A round trip was like $300 for a round trip ticket. And then out of New York, probably about $250 for a round trip ticket. I was gonna just fly in, do my stuff, go back to the airport and fly back out. They never contacted me. That's the only reason I didn't testify. Not because I was afraid or didn't want to. I wanted to testify. That's why I'm telling my story now. This is the only way I could testify. I'm doing my testimony now. Every time somebody asked about Bruno, I testify. I couldn't testify that day for him, but I'm testifying for him now. And I think if the family, what they should do, they should do a wrongful death. Like they did OJ. They did it with OJ, but I don't do it with this guy. This guy shouldn't be walking around like this, the way he did it. Because that was just cold-blooded murder. He said, can I talk to you? The guy turned around, he started stabbing him. There was no altercation, no nothing. They rode together the night before.
Yeah, Brody and Gonzalez rode to the show the night before.
The night before?
Yes. Yeah.
Jose's supposed to pick him up the next day.
We re-racked and then sat down at 6 o'clock that night with Savio Vega for a Back to the Territories on Puerto Rico. And it was very interesting. There were a lot of high points, but the incredible part about this, and folks, watch for this from shootInterviews.com when it comes your way. Savio Vega was there the night that it happened. He actually, when they heard the noise, he was one of the guys that ran into the shower and attempted to pull Jose Gonzalez off of Bruiser Brody. What he witnessed when he first came in the shower, and this, we spent about we spent a good 20 minutes, if not more, on this, and it's the most detailed description I have ever heard, because Savio don't give a fuck. He's a man, and he'll tell you the truth. What he witnessed when he came in that shower was another guy have waist-locked Jose Gonzalez from behind. Gonzalez had a handful of Bruiser Brody's hair. Brody was trying to pull away from Gonzalez, holding his stomach where he'd already been stabbed, and Gonzalez was swinging the knife trying to get him in the face. He talks about the aftermath and what happened and them trying to get the ambulance there, which took an hour. He talks about Cologne's response. He talks about Jose Gonzalez actually, when Tony Atlas was giving a statement to the police, Gonzalez said to some other people, "What's the matter with that guy? Does he want some too?"
To this day, it infuriates me that Jose Gonzalez is a free man, that he got let off, that the trial was a hoax, that the Colognes and Jovica still walk free after all of that. It drives me insane. It really does. When I just hear you say that, what Savio said, and I know he was one of the guys there. I didn't know all those details you just said, but that just infuriates me even more, that this went down and the way it went down and the aftermath. It's sickening.